Hey, yo, what's going on, everyone? It is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is up, Kyle? And what is up, everybody else? I can see there is some conversations happening already in the comments section. What is up, people? The Mike and Missionaries are here.
The Mike and Missionaries are here. We got an awesome show for you guys tonight. We got two guys that'll both be fighting in the light heavyweight division on February 28th in Albuquerque, one of the greatest fight cities in the United States of America. In Albuquerque, we're going to see Donald Sanchez, who is the number one ranked middleweight right now in the BKFC, but he's fighting in the light heavyweight division against Harrison Aiken in the co-main event that night. And then we're going to talk to a guy we have not had on the show in a long time, dude, and it's good to have him back. Our boy, the always fun, always funny freaking Jay Action Jackson will be back in action on that same card when he takes on the only guy that is allowed to have the Irishman nickname, Kyle McElroy, right? Nobody else can have that nickname.
That's right.
Just him. God damn it.
That's the way it goes. He's let it be known. Anytime you see any Irishman going on, he's not having it. He's right in those comments immediately. He's like, no, this is not a thing.
Our first guest is already in the comment section. I mean, in the weight room right now. So we're going to shout out our sponsors. We're going to talk to Donald. We're going to talk to Jay. And then we're going to talk a little bit after Jay Jackson about some things that are going on, about a few things coming up for us. So, Mike, why don't we go right ahead and shout out our sponsors, and then we'll get the show on the road. What do you think?
All right, let's do it.
Ba-boom.
All right, Dynamic Life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. You guys already know it. 20 seconds. Get over there and get on it. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's L-I-V Dynamic on Instagram.
Boom. And that is it. And why don't we go ahead and bring in Donald Sanchez? What do you say?
Yes, sir. When we come back, we will be joined by the man himself, Donald Sanchez. Let's go.
The Rasha is a true scalar plasma energy technology with the most advanced base 12 frequency collection that protects, enhances, and harmonizes the autonomic nervous system. This can help a soldier, athlete, or animal improve their training, endurance, recovery time, and overall performance while achieving the ultimate victory-winning mindset called consciousness coherence. Once in this state of consciousness coherence, a soldier or an athlete is able to advance his target focus to a level where it is completely in the now present moment with relaxation and stress release. The Rasha is where science meets consciousness.
There he is. There you have it. A guy who is in that championship mindset right there. Always one of the most experienced fighters on the entire BKFC roster. Donald Sanchez, welcome back to the show. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
Doing great.
As always, man. We're excited to see you back in there, and had to get you back on, see how you're doing.
Man, I'm good. I'm finally back on. You know, I've been waiting forever. I've been getting false promises and all this crap. So here I am. It's not the fight that we were promised and whatnot, but I said, fuck it. Here we go. Let's roll.
So let me ask you that right quick. It wasn't the fight you were promised. Are you allowed to say something? What were you promised?
Honestly, bro, it was supposed to be at the big stadium out here, and I was supposed to fight Mondell. So, yeah, that's what it was, and then all this shit happens. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it's a smaller venue. I know it was approved as the main event at the beginning. I said if I'm not fighting him, I'm not fighting then. And they changed the venue, and then I changed my mind. You know, I was like, screw it, I'm not gonna sit around and wait any longer. I can't. Let's get ranked at 185 too. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just gonna say this fight is, for those who are paying attention, this fight is at 185 now. You've been making your living right now at 175. You were making a run at Dave Mundell, but now you're going up there. You're gonna fight at 185 against Harrison Aiken. I was gonna ask you, is maybe a run towards Mike Richmond something that you could be interested in as well if the Dave Mundell thing isn't working out?
I'm totally game for that. You know, I thought about it. That when I initially declined taking the main event out here because it wasn't going to be Mundell, and then I was like, well, shit, Richmond's a champ now. I know that dude he'll take any damn fight. You know what I mean? So he ain't scared of nobody. So I'll call him out. But then fuck, he's calling out Perry now too. Everybody wants the Perry fight. So you know what I mean? I might as well call Perry out too. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is what it is. I know Richmond won't back down, so maybe I'll make my way up for that. But I want to call all of them out. I want the big fights, man. I deserve it. I know I have tons of experience. Mundell's camp says, you know, I haven't fought the best people in BKFC, but I'm fighting whoever they put in front of me, and that's all there is to it, you know? So
Absolutely.
Whatever they give me, I'm going to take it.
It seems to happen often. You know, fighters want to fight and they kind of hold out for that better fight for a while, but then so much time passes and you're not getting the fight you want. So then all of a sudden you end up with a fight that maybe you didn't really want originally, but at this point it's like, I got to take something. I got to get into the ring. I need to get my face out there. I need to fight again. Right. Like you're just willing to, you're even going to another weight class to fight somebody.
Yeah, man. That's what, I'm not one to turn down a fight. So I just want to fight. I want to stay busy. I'm not getting younger, you know what I mean? So I got tons of experience. I got what it is. I'm going to just keep showing out. I'm going to keep knocking dudes out. I'm going to keep doing this until they have to say, here it is. You know what I mean? They have to say so. Yeah, I mean, I got a good following. I got people all around the world. Wherever they put me, I guarantee. I told them I'll go fight in Florida and I'll sell more tickets than Mundell.
It's crazy that anybody would say like you haven't fought the best, or you haven't fought enough people. When I right before we introduced you, I was saying a lot of people don't understand like just how much experience you have. Like there are very few guys on the BKFC roster with over 70 pro fights combined, MMA, boxing, and BKFC. You're one of those guys. Like there's a handful. You got the Ben Rothwells and the Jeremy Stevens out there that are over 50 fights. You got a few other guys that are over 50, 60 fights. Austin Trout has over 50 fights. But you're in like rarefied air when it comes to BKFC's roster. There's not a lot of guys that have 70 plus pro fights. So anybody that would say you haven't done enough or you haven't fought enough, I think they just don't know who you like. I don't know if they've done their homework. You know what I mean? I feel like you have a resume to where at 3-1 in the BKFC, you could pretty much fight anybody in the top 5 and it would be justified.
I agree, man. And what you just said, though, you named Ben Rothwell. He only has a lot of fights in MMA. You named Austin Trout. He only has a lot of fights in boxing. I have a lot of fight in both boxing and MMA, and at a high level. You know what I mean? My boxing was at a high level. I was signed with Top Ring. You know what I mean? So it's not like I was fighting slouches either. So I guess they just don't know. They haven't done their homework, like you're saying. So it's all good. I'm going to just keep making a splash and keep knocking fools out. And that's what I'm going to do, you know?
I got to tell you, man, I remember the first time we saw you fight for the BKFC, it was against Jeremy Smith, and he spoiled your debut because Jeremy Smith is a fucking monster. And I don't know, were you fighting him at 205? What was that?
It was. Yeah, I fought him. I think, no, we fought at 185 actually. So
was it 185? But either way,
yeah.
That night, Mike and I realized your popularity that night. Like that place popped so fucking hard for Donald Sanchez. When you walked out, we were like, holy shit, this fucking place loves this goddamn guy. Like, and when Jeremy got the W over you, it was like it took the fucking air right out of the room. It's like you are a very popular fighter. You have all that experience. I think they should capitalize on that. I don't know if Harrison Aiken is the most exciting, to be honest with you, and no offense to Harrison Aiken, but when that name popped up, Mike and I were like, oh, man, I mean, why is he fighting Harrison Aiken? What's going on there, dude?
I gotta agree with that, but you can never overlook an opponent. So I'm training like it's anyone. But it was the only thing that we could get. We couldn't get matched up at 75. They went through like 5 guys and they didn't accept. So I said, fuck it, I'll go up and wait. You know what I mean? If that's all we can get. Like, I've proven I could fight at 185. I fought Smith my very first fight on a 3-year layover. You know what I mean? And we went the distance. He was ranked, 4 at the time when I fought him? That was my first BKFC fight. And I only did it to have fun. I did it just to joke around, like just because BKFC was coming to Albuquerque. It was the first time. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm in. You know what I mean? But he woke my ass up, and here I am. I'm going to fucking make a title run. You know what I mean? I'm going to take that title.
Yeah, as Kyle said, like, it really is. When we're looking at fights, we're not saying like, oh, Harrison Aiken. Like, it's like, no, Harrison Aiken, you're at a different point in your bare knuckle career. In our opinion, and I would probably say that's fact, right? That you're at a different point in your career. You're in the rankings. You're ranked number 1. Like, you can't. This is happening all the time, right? And yes, there is not a lot of fighters. There is not like a ton, and people come and go and they disappear and this and that. But it's like, I want to see you, like you said, fighting Mundell. And if you're not fighting Mundell, I want to see you fighting somebody in the top 5. I'm sure that's exactly how you feel. And you know what? I hadn't talked to Ryan Perez for a while, but the second that this fight was announced, I had to message him right away and go, what the hell is going on? Why can't we get Donald Sanchez in a title fight or a title eliminator fight? Like, this is driving me nuts.
Bro, Ryan's my boy, and he's out there causing all this ruckus with all these fools calling everybody out. We got our slaughterhouse has a bunch of the top guys, and we're just kind of getting left out, kind of. You know what I mean? We got so many of these dudes, and Ryan just says it how it is, and that's the way it's got to be in this shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like we didn't at first. We were like, fuck, man, this is bullshit. Like, they're putting us on the back burner again. Here we are. We were promised this fucking title shot. Here it is. And then they say, oh, no, not now. It's going to be later. Like, give me a fucking break, bro. We got all these top guys with us in Slaughterhouse, and they're just putting us on the back burner. I don't know. What's the deal? Come on.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. We talked to your buddy. We talked to Marimano last week. I think he might be the other most popular guy in Albuquerque. When we talked to you,
for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, for a couple of reasons. He was telling us that you were a big part of his fight career. Like, you're the one that kind of like got him in there and kind of been a brother to him. And I know he's fighting on this card as well. Have you guys fought on a lot of cards together along the way during your careers?
You know, we kind of started in the same circuit and everything, and yeah, we fought on a lot of the same cards out here locally and everything when we were first coming up, when we didn't know we were pro and our coaches were taking our money, and we were just fighting a fight. We were like, fuck it, you know what I mean? So yeah, we both started out pro. We didn't have any amateur experience back in the day when it was just a fight. And yeah, I got him. He kept getting promises and promises too for a fight. I said, you know what? Me and Ryan can get you a fucking fight. Let's go. It's all good. I got you.
Oh, okay. So Ryan helped him get this fight as well.
Oh yeah, Ryan's the man, bro. Ryan's the fucking man. He can get this going. He goes out there, he talks shit, and he says it how it is, and he says, let's get this fight. We want to fight. That's all we want to do. We want to fight, bro. That's it.
Now let me ask you this: with all your experience, tons of MMA experience, tons of boxing experience, you've trained. I don't know how many freaking fight camps in your life. Now that you are focused on BKFC, is your day-to-day training different than it has been in the past? Or are you still working jiu-jitsu? You still working like every aspect of the fight game? What are you doing?
I'm focusing on bare knuckle boxing. I'm gonna be the fucking champion, and that's it. I'm straight focused on that. I have my own gym. I live in it. I eat, live, and breathe this shit. That's it. I'm on a whole different level right now, bro. It's really insane, and I can't wait to showcase that. I focus on this. I focus on the different style punches. I don't do any of the groundwork. I don't do any of the kicking. I don't do any of that shit anymore. I'm strictly this is it. And that's why I signed the multi-fight deal with BKFC, because I wanted to prove to them that I am strictly doing this, and that's all I want to do. I want to end my career with this.
I love that. I love it. And like in your last fight, in your fourth fight so far with the company, I feel like you looked more comfortable than ever in the sport. You know what I mean? Like you have all the experience and you've done it all. But from Jeremy Smith to Dallas Davison, it looked like you had really settled into the sport of bare knuckle and like you were picking your shots. And then in the third, I think it was a third, maybe it was a second, third round, you started fucking peppering his ribs. And man, you showed what we say on the show all the time. Body shots and bare knuckle fucking hit different. And you could tell when they land, those body shots fuck shit up. And you hit him with a few shots to the ribs that dropped his hands quick, and then you fucking finished him. Would you agree that like you're getting pretty comfortable in the sport now, right?
I'm getting comfortable as hell. This is how I started my career. Like I got myself in trouble doing this shit, backyard shit, fighting everywhere, doing all this stuff. This is me. This is a dream come true, bro. This is what I was built for. This is what I was born for. Like it's different. And now that I'm training for it, it's crazy. You guys are gonna see. I keep saying every single fight, give me that fight now because I'm just getting better. I'm just getting better, and you're gonna just see me keep getting better and better and better. I promise you that.
Damn. Listen, I want to go back to the point where you were saying that you wanted to fight Mundell, but Mundell wants to fight Perry. Do you think that Perry's going to fight Mundell at any point in time?
Man, nah, I don't. I don't think he's going to. He wants those superstars coming from the UFC, X stars, or some YouTubers or some bullshit like that, like the big money fights. Honestly, like Mundell isn't a big money fight for Perry, so why would he? I mean, he's already beat him up twice in MMA. I know Mundell wants that back in blood, but I mean, Perry's on a different level for stardom and money and everything like that. It doesn't make sense for him. Like barely any people know Mundell. Like it sucks, you know what I mean? Because he's the fucking pound for pound best right now.
Yep.
Like, and they don't know him. Why?
Right.
I probably have a bigger fan base than him, and that sucks because he's pound for pound number one in BKFC.
Right. And you see, just like I said about you, the same goes for Dave Mundell. Dave Mundell has really looked better in every one of his fights, and all the way up until his last one with Danny Christie, we were like, man, he's running into Danny Christie now. That this dude is cut from a fucking tough cloth out there, UK fighter. He really made it look easy against Danny Christie, and I'm like, wow, he just keeps getting better, that guy. So yeah, it's sad that people don't know him, but you're right, and we've said this on the show here. People that care about the sport and care about championships and titles and like carrying the sport should forget about those super fights. They should just have like their own Mike Perry. The Mike Perry is like the super fight league. And then all you guys have your weight classes. Like you can become a world champion and fucking care and be a pioneer for the sport while they just keep fighting for paychecks. And there's a handful of guys out there that are in that group. You know what I mean? Chad Mendez, Eddie Alvarez, Mike Perry. They don't give a fuck about a belt. They don't they don't give a fuck about the sport, to be honest with you. They give a fuck about a giant paycheck and they'll go in there and swing some bare hands for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it, bro. Like, fuck it. I know Austin Trout would fight me. I can make 165. I know he's down to fight. He don't give a fuck about the money. Like, he wants to defend his belt and shit too. I could go to 65. I could go to 75 and 85. I'll feel comfortable in every single one of them. You know what I mean? Right. That's a different guy right there. You know what I mean? Austin is a super fight, but he's not begging for the super fights like all these other guys. You know what I mean? He's fighting whoever they put in front of him. That's how these guys should be.
Right. And in the comment section, Anthony Camacho said, super fights have carried this company. And I am not disagreeing with that at all. Keep making those super fights. And they could keep putting those super fights in the main event. They could build these cards however they want. Make the co-main and the feature fight title fights and put a fucking super fight at the top on every one of these cards. And we're going to watch them and everyone's going to love them. But the reality is people are going to care about those belts in the co-main and the feature fight, and they're just going to tune in for those two superstars beating the shit out of each other in the end, knowing that they're only around for a minute, you know?
Right. But what happens when we have these superstars and they go in and they fold and they quit round 2, round 3, like because they got fucked up and they leave with a fucking big ass bag? That makes all of us look like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That makes
hate
you want to
that.
kill off. Yeah.
It is like
I
a
hate
slap
it,
in the
bro.
face.
Yeah, it's a huge slap in the face. Why not the ones that, I mean, yeah, Mike Perry did build, like, they built this shit off of him, you know, like, but there's other guys that quite don't have the stardom, like Mundell, bro. He's fucking everybody up too, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's
it is what it
and
is.
that's where the problem lies. Is like a guy like yourself and a guy like Mundell, then you guys beat Mike Perry and their cash cows fucked. You know what I mean? They're like the bank has run out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think so, bro. I'm a good looking guy. I could talk good. I could
There you
fight
go.
too. They could use that. Come on, bro. Use it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Use me. Like, I'm
Let's
a company
go.
man now. Use me. I'll go talk. I know how to talk. I'm smart. I run businesses, bro. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Just because I
listen.
don't have that UFC standard, whatever. I fought around the world because I didn't want to sell my soul to the UFC. That was why. You know what I mean?
See, and I think that is, you know, they use someone like Perry. They're building the sport, like you said. They have Perry's been massive. He's been the biggest for the sport. He's done so much to bring this sport all over. Eyes that would never have watched because of him, and now they're fans. But after a while, you gotta take the guys that are like the quote unquote true bare knuckle fighters, the guys that are sticking around, the guys that want to be here for a career and not just money, and put them up against the Perrys to build that name for the company, because those guys are still going to be here when Perry leaves. Perry's going to leave. You know,
Yep.
he's doing, you know, he already went out there and he's doing boxing with Jake Paul and he's doing this, and he's getting these big money fights. He's going to eventually say enough is enough. I'm just going to do these $1 million fights and I'm out, you know?
Yep.
So I'm not saying, oh yeah, he's definitely going to lose or not, but like to see you fight him and say you go and you win, people are going to be like, oh my God, Donald Sanchez, like he beat Mike Perry. Mike Perry's a dog. Like, who's this guy? I want to watch him. I want to see these fighters. They need to be introduced that way. I think it's like the best way to introduce the bare knuckle fighters. Not that Mike Perry's not a true bare knuckle fighter, but you know what I mean? He's like the top prize fighter in the league that doesn't want to fight for belts. I don't think he's ever going to fight Mundell. And not trying to throw Mundell under the bus, but I also want to ask you about this. This past weekend, there was a video that was released of training with Mundell.
That's what I'm going to do to him. That's all I'm going to say.
So you saw the video,
I
right?
saw it. Yeah.
The first comment in that at the very top is Mike Perry laughing and saying, you know, hey, whatever he said, right? I feel like that's even more of a reason why he's not gonna fight him, right?
Bro,
however,
he got knocked out with pillows on and a headgear.
Exactly, that did happen, and I'm not going to talk shit because I'm not in there fighting, right? But we saw what happened. How do you feel about that situation, though? When people are sparring, do you think it's okay to share sparring videos, or that's like an unwritten rule not to do that, right? I mean, that's
not that way, bro. That's fucked up. Honestly, they like his camp should have took that down right away. As soon as we saw that, man, I'm all over that. That's what I've already envisioned, is exactly just like that, bro. So it's just like it's giving me even more feel for that. Like that's how I envisioned it already. So it sucks, bro. That sucks for Mundell. I feel bad for him, but he's the type of guy that will get better from that. I know he will. So
absolutely. I thought it was below the belt, so to say, to release that, and that the fighter that did it kept it on his page, and then they got pictures afterwards linked to the video, basically of them like with their. And at first, he did kind of like tell people kind of calm down, like we're practicing whatever, but you know, we're sparring. But it's, you know, I feel like that's always been like the unwritten rule, like you don't put that stuff out. We saw that happen to Kevin Lee last week, and the guy that was fighting him came out and said like, listen, we're friends, like this is bullshit. I don't like this being out there. Yeah.
That's not cool at all. I don't think so. And you know, the camp should have stopped it right away. Honestly, I talked to his manager every once in a while, and he's cool as hell, man. And I really thought he would have put a stop to it right away. I think he should have, but maybe I mean it was a grudge or something on the other guy sparring or whatever, whoever the hell it was. I don't know. Shit, that sucks though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
filthy.
pretty wild.
Hey,
Yeah.
before we let you go, I want to ask you, like, you watch the sport, right? You're tuning into all the events and whatnot, or you get as much as you can.
Yeah, you know, a little bit.
They're building the roster every event, new fighters debut. One of them debuted in Mohegan Sun last week, and I think that he would be or 2 weeks ago, it would be a fucking amazing opponent for you. What do you know about Brennan Ward? And did you see Brennan Ward fight in the Mohegan Sun? And is that one that would be that would interest you?
He's got a name, bro. Like, and he scraps. He went and knocked that dude out. You know what I mean? He has power. He's good. Hell yeah. I want to fight anybody that's good. That's it. I just want to fight, bro. That's it. I want to fight, and I want to fight the best. But my goal is to get that belt and defend it. You know, like show how good I really am. They don't know how good I really am at this sport yet.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your fight on the 28th, February 28th. He's taking on Harrison Aiken, going up to 185, everybody. So, you know, he's making that run at Mundell, but, you know, maybe he goes out there, gets the dub, gets it in an impressive fashion on the 28th, and then maybe Mike Richmond's in the future. I think the future's bright for you, Donald. You have all the fucking tools. Like you said, you can speak, you look good, you fuck people up for a living, and they should really capitalize on you. Before we let you
talk about your businesses next time you come on too, because you got a whole nother life going on outside of fighting. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll talk about it. I got several. We could talk all day. Like just like Mono, man. We grew up and we had to build businesses. We were fighting for free, bro. We still pretty much fight for free. It costs me more to do a camp than it does to fucking fight, bro.
You know what's funny? I think while we were talking to Mono, he was like, "Yeah, I got into a fist." Didn't he say something like that? He like just got into a scrap the other day or something like that. We're like, "What? What? You're in a training?" Yeah, like all right, this fucking dude is crazy. Before we let you go, how do you envision the fight ending February 28th? And then we'll let you get
you know, I'm fighting a lefty. I'm born and bred for lefties. That's another thing for Mundell. People don't understand that. My main sparring partners have always been lefties, so I do know how to fight lefties, and I am going for that knockout, and it's coming in, so you'll see. I do see another knockout, not a win by a cut or some bullshit like that. It's going to be a knockout, so I don't know, maybe second or third round, because I know this dude's going to bring it for the first couple.
Love that. And before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out, anything you want to say, get it off your chest now, and then we'll wrap up with you, dude.
Man, I just want to thank everybody that helps me. I have a huge squad out here. They help me. Barely any of them are fighters. There's only a few of them, but a huge shout out to all the Slaughterhouse and Ryan. That boy will say anything I want him to. He does not keep his mouth shut, and I love that. We clicked up right away, and a lot of people don't like him, but because he keeps it real, fuck it, you know what I mean? And that's how I am. I'm going to just keep it real, and I'm going to keep talking shit too. So thank you guys, bro. You guys always show me love every time I see you and everything, anywhere we go. And keep it up, bro. I like your show.
Thank you, Donald, and thank you for coming on. Mike, do you have anything else for Donald Sanchez?
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. Thank you for coming on. You know, next time you come on, like I said, we got to talk about your life. Next time you come on, we're going to talk about your life and what you do outside of fighting, because it's very interesting. We've talked to you multiple times, you know, at events and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what I like. I like to hear about the fighters and their stories too, outside of fighting. So when you come on next time, that's what we'll do. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Everybody else, stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be joined by Jay Jackson.
Later, Donald.
See you later, Donald.
Later, bro. Appreciate you guys.
See ya.
I love it, son. You know what time it is? The most entertaining sport in the world. Let's go, man.
Yo. That was a cool video from Mohawk at Knucklemania 5, Jay Jackson. How are you, sir? We haven't seen you in a minute, and you look like you're sleeping.
Oh, Dad, it's fucking like 10:25 here. I am old. I want to.
Where
you
are you
ain't
at?
old.
Are you in Puerto Rico?
I am sore, and
I believe that.
fucking Z's. What's up, guys?
Where are you at, Jay? Are you down in Puerto Rico with Elvin?
Fuck yeah. I'm in
Oh,
Rico.
okay.
Yeah, I'm in Rico. I'm
Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico.
Like that finish line, and I'm just like, I cannot wait. I can't wait to go. I can't wait. I'm itching. So yeah, what's up, guys?
Dude, it's always good to see you, Jay. We haven't really seen you in a while, man, and it's good to see you back in there. You get to fight Kyle McElroy. A lot of people have a love or a hate relationship with that guy, so you could smack him around and make somebody happy, or make somebody very sad. You know what I mean? What do you think about Kyle McElroy, your opponent?
Oh, I don't. But I've heard that, and I'm like, I don't. They're like, oh my God, like a lot of people hate him. I'm like, I just know that he lost a lot of weight, and we shared a card in Tampa, and I thought he was straight, but I don't know why no one else. I don't know. I'm so outside on that. I'm like, I don't know why I don't like him. Like
he's always nice to Mike and I. Like every time we see him down in Albuquerque, he's always nice to us, but he does piss a lot of people off. I don't know what it is.
I don't like. Oh my God, that's so funny, man. I'm like, I think I might have met him. I thought he was cool, but I mean, like, that's so much. I'm not in the locker room that much, man. Like, it's so funny, but yeah, someone told me that shit, and I'm like, I hope we don't got problems. I'm just happy he signed the contract. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, I am happy that we got it popping. So, it's 11-8. I guess. Like, I don't. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, hold up a second. Over on Instagram, we got Full Blast Clothing. Shout out to them. We got Mike and I are wearing some of their gear. They don't sponsor us, but they hooked us up with some free shit, and we really appreciate them. They sponsor a lot of cool fighters, so shout out to them. And Ryan Perez is over there watching, and we were just talking about Ryan Perez, so shout out to Ryan. Now, Jay, the first time we met your opponent, I remember, here's what I remember about him. Mike, you'll remember this. We were in the fucking press conference and he was shushing everyone. Do you remember that shit?
Yes, I do. That was the it was, say that again.
Which presser?
BKFC 19 presser that happened during BKFC 18 weigh-ins, right? So BKFC 18 was at the Hard Rock Casino, and they had the weigh-ins for BKFC 18 inside of this little nightclub, and it was during the afternoon, so it was like 5:30 p.m. or something, right? And after they had the weigh-ins, they've got this jam-packed club area where they laid out these tables, and Britton Hart and Paige Van Zandt and
Pearl Gonzalez was there,
right? So they're all there and they're trying to talk, but the problem is that everybody just got done watching the weigh-ins. And they didn't realize, I don't think, that this was going on. So all these people are just talking like they're in a fucking club, like they would normally be doing, right? Sure. And he's in there just shushing the fuck out of everybody. He's just like, shh. He's doing the most violent shushing you've ever heard in your entire life. He was just shushing.
Very, bro. Pro-Liberian, dude. He was like, he had that. Like,
oh God, it was so
yeah.
Getting chills, shit, like, oh shit, so mad.
He's like the ghost from Ghostbusters. In the beginning of Ghostbusters, he's like, shh, he's about to attack your ass.
That man, I was there. I was at that presser. I actually got to do open workouts. I just didn't get taped, but I get to do. I got in the ring, bro. I got in the ring for all those people, man. Yeah, I was there.
Might have pictures and video of you during that event. I have a folder of BKFC 18 because if you remember, we met you in Alabama at BKFC 17.
Yeah, that was my debut, man. I'm mad I wasn't part of the shoes party. I was I got You know what? You know what was great though? Because we had I always been mentioning this, man. We had the YouTubers and shit on there, man. They had like the camera shit over like their arguments and shit. And I'm just standing back there like, this is the most funniest shit I've seen in my life. Because they were like going at it, bro.
You're right. And
You pushed the dude and he fell on the floor.
he
I was
pushed it.
breaking more seeing people take pictures. And I was like, holy shit, this shit looks like a fucking workout, bro.
You know who we met that night, that day, and was super cool with us and took our microphone and delivered a message to Kevin Smith's kids for their birthday. It was
Yes.
Diego Sanchez. Diego
That's right.
Sanchez was there for that shit. And Kevin was like, "Hey, Kyle, can you come over here and talk to Diego and get him to do something for my kids real quick?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Whatever you're gonna do." And Diego took the mic and Mike filmed him, and he delivered like I don't know, it seemed like a 2-3 minute long message to Kevin Smith's kids about how cool your dad is. Your dad's the coolest. You guys are awesome. Blah blah blah. It was fucking pretty cool.
He talks about that shit like last week. Like,
oh, really?
That's so funny,
dude. Kev, like that's his little family, man. He loves that shit, bro. Like,
that's fuck.
Moments, man. Like, yeah, I think he mentioned that maybe like a month ago. Yeah, I mean,
that's funny,
dude. The night we met you, Jay, was the night that Brandon Malo and Rob Washington got in a fight in the audience in Birmingham.
Yeah,
and everybody was breaking that shit up. Tony Soto choked out fucking Rob Washington. It was like crazy as fuck. And then we're talking to you.
CO takedown.
I think we were actually we were like just meeting Jay Jackson. I'm interviewing him, and Rob Brazis comes over and he's like, "Hey, Rob Washington and those guys are outside. You need to go talk to them real quick." Yeah. So we went out there, got that interview real quick too. That shit was crazy.
Dude, I think that's when I think Quentin got in it and everything like that. Oh man, that was super funny, man. Like
that was
in the crowd on like a weekly basis back in the day. It's calmed down a lot. And I mean a little bit. But I mean I like it because I remember it was like happening weekly back in the day. Like, oh god. Like, we got one fight outside, like Palomino and Elvin, they got into a fight like at the show next. And I'm like, oh man, this is happening weekly. Like,
yeah, it's toned down a little bit, but at the Philly card, a couple weeks ago at Knucklemania 5, there was a couple scraps in the audience that night. It was a good time. I mean, there was 17,700 people there, and Philly fans are fucking maniacs. So somebody poured beer on somebody, and there was a scrap, and like I was standing there watching it, and it was like nobody gave a fuck. Like everyone just watched these two guys scrapping in the fucking audience after the dude poured a beer on his head, and they like didn't interfere at all until security came and got the guys. It was funny as hell. And then there was another one where a guy got tased in the neck. It was crazy.
Like that's what I'm saying. We had like a calm, like maybe like 4 months, and I was like, that crowd, woo-wee. You know what I mean? Like even when like Denver was tight, man. You know what I mean? I'm not dogging out the crowd. I'm not going to do 30 minutes into this. What I'm saying is just like, yeah, like I can see that happening at the Philly show for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're going down to Albuquerque, Jay.
Doing there in the Super Bowl. So
you're going down to Albuquerque, Jay, and that's another fight town, man. That's a great fight town, and you know, you get to perform in front of a bunch of people that fucking love to scrap as well. So who knows? Maybe you'll get to see some action out there that night.
I love Albuquerque so much. I look up to Albuquerque guys. Like, oh my God. Like my journey into this shit started in a book that was from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and had John Jones, Anderson Silva, and all that shit. Not Anderson Silva, it was like John Jones.
George St. Pierre was out there at some point, right?
Fucking GSP. The Greg Jackson book. You know what I mean? Like that was one of your first books when you started doing this shit. So finally, for me to get a fight in Albuquerque, it's such an honor, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like I am super excited about that. Like I love Albuquerque. I'm not gonna like it. I'm like it's almost like full circle for me, to be honest.
Dude, Mike and I have so many funny stories from fucking going to Albuquerque, and one of them that always cracks me up, and I'm not gonna say the dude's name, but Mike, do you remember when the guy was walking into Walmart with his backpack, and there's a guy, Jay, you're gonna love this. The guy was standing outside of Walmart, and he tells this dude,
My God.
yes, dude, he tells this guy, so a guy that was out there for the BKFC event, a media, like he was out there doing
You
work.
probably know him, but we're
You
not
know
gonna
him,
say
and
who he
I'll
is.
tell you who it is after. But he's walking into Walmart with a bag full of like equipment and stuff. And
Cameras.
this
shit
guy
like that.
stops this random dude stops him at the door
Security
of
guard.
Walmart, and he says, "Hey, you can't bring the bag in here. No bags allowed in Walmart." And the guy's like, "Oh, well, I don't have a car or anything." He goes, "Oh, just put it down underneath that car over there, and I'll watch it for you." And
While
you
you
go
go
in
in.
and get your while you go in and
He was
get
a
your stuff.
security guard.
Security. Just put your bag of equipment and cameras and shit underneath that car right over there, and I will watch it for you and make sure nobody takes it. He fucking walks out, and the guy's dude's gone with his fucking shit, dude. We're like, so he tells us, he gets to the arena and he's like, guys, you're never gonna. I got robbed. We're like, what?
Everything.
What happened? Like, we're thinking somebody got stuck him up and took his shit. Like, you got robbed? He's like, yeah. And then he tells us that story. We're like, dude, you gave
Sounds
your
like you
shit.
gave your stuff away.
Like, sounds like you gave all your shit to that dude.
God, man. But okay, well, I hope that doesn't happen to me. I'm only in a bag. Just maybe some gloves and an outfit. So yeah.
Listen, we felt so bad for him, but
I'm holding my bag.
yeah.
But okay, so question, eat spots. Because I'm about to smash when I get there, dude. Like, is there anything good to eat in Albuquerque?
Well, we wouldn't be the ones to ask that because I can't remember any of the places that we ate in Albuquerque, to be honest with you.
No, Jamie Hinshaw gave us some places to eat.
You're
and
right.
I'm pretty sure we did eat at some like barbecue place, and I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but we did just have Donald Sanchez on, and I can guarantee you he knows some good places. I can guarantee you that.
Damn, hit that nigga up. Do you know that's so awesome about him? Because that's like, so Trent, like, just inbox that dude, like, hey, what's going on? Well, where? Because I gotta find a movie theater, bro. I gotta see the new Cat, and because that's gonna get done.
When's that come out?
New Captain America movie?
Yeah, when's it come out?
It comes out. It should be out. I think it comes out this weekend. But
no way.
Oh hell yeah, dude! So I gotta see that, man. I gotta see how they do my Red Hawk, and then yeah, man, I'm just gonna get. I know I know a few people from the West Coast
14th
in that part, so I'm hoping to see some of my friends, and yeah, man, we're gonna go to the movies during weigh-ins, well, after weigh-ins, of course.
Nice. Well, dude, I'm glad you said that because I have a 10 and a 13-year-old. I got two boys, and they're Marvel fucking obsessed, and I don't think they've even mentioned that to me. So we're fucking going this weekend, dude. No doubt.
No, they were just waiting. Like,
all right. Hey, Jay.
What's up, bro?
You're always like one of the most entertaining fighters on every card that you fight on, right? But I was looking at your record, and I know what your record looks like. You win one, you drop one. You win one, you drop one. You win one, you drop one.
And I almost had that cut, but go ahead. Oh my!
But I'm saying, like, are you gonna break the fucking cycle this time? Would you?
I'm gonna do my best. Yes.
Would you break the damn cycle, man? You're gonna watch the new Captain America. You can get some good food and get a fucking dub.
We're gonna have a good time. Like, look, I've had such interesting rumble with the BKFC. I love and hate it. But I think it's been a great cycle. I think all four of my fights. I think all my fights were awesome. So, from the first one, I think me and Doolittle Doolittle almost got cut. That was a close one, dude. There's a lot of people thought I won that too. And guess what? We were like one little doctor away from getting that one stopped. Yeah, I remember that. Terry was great. I was looking at redemption for fucking Warren for a little bit, but then he got knocked out. Now I'm looking at Richmond. It's gonna be I I'm in a really funny situation when it comes to my shit. You know,
Right.
I respect everyone I fight though. Before I get in there, I think that me and Kyle's got potential to burn that motherfucker down like I always do. I think I bring forward motion. I think I bring some good skill, and I think I always I play a fairly good pace. Uh, Me and Awasi had a great fight. I've been watching it over and over again, and I'm like, I thought it was great. I thought he brought it, and that's why I was pissed at the end. I wanted just a little bit more,
Mhm.
but we bust each other open. I was busting them open. Played on the inside a lot. Kyle I think if he's had enough time to fight me, I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think I can do it. You know what I mean? Like I think
You like you said, you always bring it. You always put on a show, and the guy you're fighting is like a forward pressure, volume puncher, throws a ton of fucking straight punches. Um, we're not asking you game plan or anything like that, but he's a little unorthodox and wonky with his fucking strikes too. Um,
so gamey. Like it makes my stomach tickle, man. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because like he's gamey. Like I don't know. Like I'm game, man. Like, and that's what that's what I'm about. So I'm so excited, and I mean, like I say that with loose confidence, but with just more confidence that I love my style, and I think that our styles are combined to bring, some good ass bare knuckle fights for Albuquerque. Albuquerque wants to see fights. The world wants to see fights. I bring good fights, man. So
yeah.
trying to get the knockout, or I'm trying to see if we can, make it a gamey 5 rounds, and that will finally put me on a good traction. You know what I mean? Like we'll put,
Absolutely.
I'm building some good traction. I've had great fights, so I'm confident this is going to be a great one. And he's lost a lot of weight, looks great. I don't have to lose a lot of weight, but I still look great. So we can, you know, I'm not someone to give you the diet thing, but I can give you I can give him an ass whooping. Yeah, man, I can give him a can of whoop ass. I like that. So I can give you guys a can of whoop ass, all you guys. Yeah, I mean something that people are gonna want to watch, and I'm always game. Always game. Like I promise you, like it's been so frustrating since Adris. But I'm finally happy that I'm happy that it's here. I think I'm going to display something good. And I can't wait. And dude, I'm going to watch Wild Wild West. Tonight with Will Smith, so I can get used to the West again. And do. Man, I'm about to get ready for the West. I'm going to be ready for it, and I'm going to have a good time.
Mike, the last time we saw Jay was on this show when we were talking to, who were we talking to? Like Dan Godoy? Were you guys all living in the same house down in Florida? And
yeah, they were.
And Jay just like popped
Flop
on
house.
the flop.
The flop house.
No, don't call that.
That's what we used to call my buddies. My buddy's house. They call it the flop house. Everybody was in that freaking thing.
Dude, I'm like, it was like so quiet for one time because I was already living there for a minute. I was in there when it was only a few of us, and then like I woke up one day and came home from work or some shit, and then just like a bunch of us, a random some new dude. I was like, this shit's getting out of control. You know what I mean? But
yeah, like who the hell's in my house? They're gonna.
Did you guys have a guy on the couch?
Fuck yeah, dude! It was, and then we had a dog. It was so funny.
Oh my god, no!
Yo, guy on the couch. Hey, somebody killed my dog. Maybe it was the guy on the couch. Yo, guy, you killed my dog.
It was so half baked. And I was so Dave Chappelle, and I was so just like because I wasn't a janitor, but I'm not gonna go into details. It's none of your business. But what I'm saying is, I was so Dave Chappelle, and it was just really funny. You know, I mean, it was a good like those are like really funny parts of my life that just crack me up. You know, even in that situation now. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in Puerto Rico right now, so
I can imagine all the shit, all the debauchery that probably went on, you know?
it wasn't that bad. No, like
Lots of fun times, I'm sure. There's got to be lots of wild, funny things that happen.
I promise, like especially my dude, we're fucking still boring. I got like we're still old. Like, I mean, I know me. Like I was doing dance classes and shit, and then I was that dude. Like I went to yoga, okay, or I was I was working, or I was doing dance, or I was doing something fucking fun.
What kind of dance do you do?
I was okay. I only did it for a month. I did it for my birthday, and I did. She's gonna be mad at me. I did the hustle. I was doing the rum chata and the rumba.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that shit was fucking dope, and I was actually getting it down. But that shit
you never did the Hully Gully though, huh, Mike?
Yeah, not the Hucklebuck neither.
The Hully.
I was trying to like I was like the like it was just it was fun exercise. I had a good ass time. I'm not gonna lie. And like the fucking the dance studio was John Wick. It was like I really want to go back and do it again. But like I only did a month, and it was super basic, 2 days a week.
Yeah,
but it was awesome. Like,
I used to manage a banquet facility a while back, and there was a woman who started coming there and teaching classes. So they would use the dance floor in one of the banquet rooms, and they taught like actual like dance. And so me and my ex-girlfriend signed up for it, and we did a bunch of it. And I was learning all these crazy like shit you would see with like dancing with the stars. Like we could have been like that, and we did like maybe 5 or 6 classes. So.
Bro, it was just like that, dog. It was so funny. It wasn't funny. It was so fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Fun.
It was super fun. And like we were in this dance bar. Like there was a fucking bar, bro. And then I felt like I was in like some like 1970 type shit. It was like old as fuck. I would even go in there during the day with my notebook, write down my sports notebooks I was teaching, write down my exercises and shit. That shit was fucking sick, bro. I want to go back to that place so bad.
Nobody puts Jay Jackson in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
No, fuck no. You know, fuck, bro. I know some moves now.
I hope everybody picks up what that phrase is from. You know what I'm saying?
No, if everybody knows what that's from,
they must, right?
Yeah, they
must. Then again, we're old, right, Jay? You see?
I was gonna say, hey, how about this? How about this? The first person that tells me what movie that's from gets this book from Chris Lytle. I'll send it to your house.
Lights Out on Bullying by Chris Lytle. That is a bullying book written by Chris Lytle.
Right.
In the comments right now. Tell us what
somebody
movie
in the comments. Nobody puts Jay Jackson in a baby. Nobody puts Jay Jackson in a corner. Mike is referring to a movie where he changed some words around right there. What movie is it from? You can have this book.
Yeah,
drop
answer it now.
Damn.
Jay, you know. I know you know.
Yeah,
no
Jay,
way.
You know. You don't need that bullying book either, though. So,
hey,
I wish we could come out here for this one. I wish we can go out to Albuquerque for this one. We're not going to make the trip, Mike and I, but there it is. Monica has won. Dirty Dancing is the reference. Fantastic.
You know who Monica is.
Jay,
you know who Monica is?
Hold up. Is that your... Hold up, who's Monica?
We can tell you who it is. That is Britton Hart's mom.
Oh,
Monica.
What's up,
Monica? Good friend of ours.
That's dope.
Yeah. Monica, shoot me your address and I'm going to send you this Chris Lytle book.
Yeah.
So, hey. And
I didn't get to pick no one up, though. But I got them hands. But I didn't get I was only there for a month, but it was dude, like I said, I don't know, dude. I was on yoga bad while I was in Florida too. Oh my god, like I said, I picked up on some shit, but now translating it over with my with my Elvin shit. Oh, dude, it's gonna be fresh. I cannot wait.
Well,
Everybody
didn't like a lot of the greatest like football players back in the day used to take like ballet and stuff just to work on their footing and their agility and whatnot, right?
crazy looking for, but then like that was the closest I was able to get. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to ballet, because I mean like, because I was already doing yoga a lot, so it's just like I just need something that was gonna get me into a rhythm. Because I'm already stretching. That's the reason why I wanted to do ballet, so I can try to extend better. But then like I started working on my posture with yoga all the time, so I was like, I just want to just move my feet a little bit. You know what I mean? Just kind of getting this a little, learn rhythm. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to pick up rhythm, because that was kind of the thing that I didn't have a problem with Idris, but that was something I have like, I was like, if I just picked up a little rhythm with it, man,
Right.
Like things would have been a little bit. It was already a great fight, but things could have been what it should have been, what I wanted to be. But then so that's when I started doing dancing, and then I was like, I was doing yoga. So, and now, like I said, I'm sprinkling some Elvin here. Got my mountain.
Damn, man. So you got like you got agility, you got flexibility, you got you're finding your chi, and then you're headbutting goats and all that shit. You got it all, man. I'm looking forward to this fight between you and McElroy for sure.
I think we're having a good time. Like I said, I think it's gonna be.
I think we're having a good time.
I'll do always.
Jay Jackson always has a good time. Everybody knows
man. Come on now. Gotta be excited about these things. Man, you might die. So it's just like, you know what? Take what you get out of it, man. Like real shit. Like you gotta take it in, man. Like I was like, hey, you know what? Might die, but fuck it. I'm gonna have a good time.
Jay, you look like you could be blindfolded with a piece of dental floss right now. I'm not telling. Oh, you just open your eyes up more, but like you've been kind of squinty. What have you been up to?
I am like it's like 11 o'clock. Like it wasn't. No. Like no, I'm not even kidding. Like because right before this started, I just got out of my session, and then like I had a session this morning, and then we had that session. Then I had a session before this session, so I'm like on my third session. Man, and whatnot. So I'm pissed.
All right. Well, hey, we have a question from the audience, but then I have a suggestion from me. The question from the audience comes from Big Ben. Big Ben says, if you don't mind, after you win, do you have somebody that you'd like to call out?
Oh man, call outs.
You got a fighter in mind, somebody you want to run it back with, maybe, or something like that, or
and like running back. I mean, like I really want a belt fight in the future. So I mean, anything that's gonna get me closer to that. I was listening. I listen to your show all the time. So I mean, I seen Sanchez. And I hear all you guys are talking about. And that's, I'm part of that locker room talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, man, it's just like, you want the you want the money fight, but we'll give you the money fight. And we can there's like 4 money fights. It's like great.
Yeah.
But then like I'm on the track of trying to get on the belts, and I'm like in the mix of a couple rankings, and then one of the rankings, I'm pretty high. Like with the BKFC fighters that are on that list, I'm probably like number 4, in my weight class. And to be number 4, I think right now it's like I went from like number 7 to number 9, but I'm like number 9, number 12 in the world, number 9 in the United States. These are great numbers to be part of anything. So, which awesome. Thank you, Box Rex. But I'm just saying, like I've worked my ass off. Like I'm a continuous fighter from 2012. So for me to even get on a piece of paper on that type of list, as high as that is, I want to keep that. I feel like I'm close. Stay close. And that's just like it's whoever, but we're kind of in like this.
It's whoever gets you closer, right? It's whoever's above you at this point.
because I almost got Gomi at one time, and I was excited about Gomi. You know what I mean? Because he ex-BYB champion, beautiful, you know what I mean? But then ended up getting Warren. You know what I mean? Fell short of Warren, whatever. You know what I mean? So he's the champ. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, want to give me some championship now. You know what I mean? Give me a championship rematch with these next couple wins. He comes up short. Richmond comes back, gets the win. So, I mean, like, I'm just like, you know, at one time while I was focusing on, you know,
Sure.
it was Richmond. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll fight Richmond. And things didn't happen. You know what I mean? Whatever. Richmond becomes champion. Richmond's champion now. And I'm still in the middle of the road runner. I'm in the mousetrap. So I just wanted to fight anyone that's going to get me closer to the belt. I would love to get ranked. You know, I would like for it to be respected and known that what stopped my streak this time was cutting down to 75 and taking a last-minute fight to be on the biggest fucking show of the year. Yeah, you know what I mean? Dude was debuting, but, you know, dude had a great amount of fights. You know what I mean? Under that. And was a well-known fighter in that home state. I didn't have to take it, but I like, you know, man, and that was a great card. I did it, you know, man, and still banged, still great, you know, I mean, nothing to blame. I'm not gonna go into my shit for that, but I come back.
And I remember that you're referring, for those who are watching. You just came off a great win against David Simpson,
Yeah,
and then you dropped, and that was like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, 2 weeks.
It was like, what I'm saying is the fight didn't. It was okay. So
Against Marcus Edwards, by the way.
Date it was a month. By day it was a month, but by the line of where things got finalized, it was about 2 weeks for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just don't want to go into a big old thing because I don't want to jump the shark. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, it's just like it happens, and it happens. But fuck. But I come back. That puts me at a 2-fight winning streak at 85. This next fight will get me a 3rd win at 85. You know, so I would like to start, you know, hearing some noises. I think I promote the show a lot. You know, I'm talking about BKFC in general. I think I do have a genuinely a really great name in the sport. I might not be a superstar, but I am a worldwide known name. So, you know, I just think that I just want to keep staying on the momentum that I did, because I did build this shit, you know, that I have right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do love every person I get to meet. I know it's not like a bunch of them, but in the scrambles of all the superstars, my name gets mentioned.
All right, listen, you've got 7 fights in BKFC here.
Yeah.
You've been fighting you have 4 knockouts. You've had some great fights. The Bell fight, my favorite one. Your first one, I loved it so much. It's my favorite one of all the fights. I just love it so much. It's great. If anybody wants to go see a fantastic fight, go watch that fight. But
great fight. Yeah, man. Like, I think I've had great fights. So, I mean, I'm just trying to, I'm just, okay. So pretty much I've rambled on. I didn't mean to.
that's fine.
Whoever's going to get me in the next, you know.
We ramble on the show. It's what we do.
Okay. Here's what you got to do. And do this for me, and do this for me and Mike. You just got done telling us about your dance classes, right? You get a win and you hit some sort of dance move in the ring, like a la Valentina Shevchenko, or, you know, there's some of these fighters that have their signature dance move. You need to hit us with the Action Jackson.
Super Bowl. You're not see me hit the crip walk in the middle of New Mexico. It's not happening, okay?
They teach crip walks in the dance class?
I'm not gonna crip walk in the middle of the fucking total line. It's not you know, I did dance classes, but I didn't say I did great. What I'm saying is I got out of them. And I feel great about it. And I mean, I want to do some more. So maybe one day I'll do a cool dance in the middle. But no, I'm going to shake hands. I'm going to make sure that.
And then dip them.
I'm up.
You put your hand out to shake hands. And as soon as they shake your hand, you pull them in and give them a dip. Whoop. Like that, you know?
I'm gonna give him the point, like boom. You know what I mean? Like boom.
Do like the wink with the shoot, the
Yeah, winking the gun.
yeah, like the 82-year-old man, like here's
know-
that, you kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
baby.
Like the what? Hey, like the
Yeah.
Wild Wild West, couple
Wild Wild
of
West.
6-shooters.
but no, no dancing. But
all right.
Fine, whatever.
No dancing from Jay Jackson. Unfortunately, Mike and I will not be out there to hang out with you, Jay, but we wish you the best of luck for sure. It's late in Puerto Rico. You get a minute to say some final words to anybody you want to shout out or do any whatever you want to say. The minute is yours, and then we'll let you get out of here, Mike.
Bet. I want to thank Elvin and Joan Camp. Great stuff. We're having a good time. 2 more weeks. Watch BKFC Fight Night in Albuquerque, New Mexico as I fight Kyle McRoy. Should be a great fight. And thank you guys for having me, dude. Oh, yeah, Storm Management. You know,
Storm Management.
People pay my paperwork.
Storm Management. Yeah, they're good people, man. Thank you so much, Jay. Mike.
Koi Muay Thai. I love them guys. ID training in Saginaw, Michigan, because I love my people in Michigan. But yeah, okay. I think
That's right. I forgot about you
That's
up
right.
there in
Jay
Saginaw,
Fish.
Michigan.
That's
Jay
right.
Fish and those boys.
Jay Fish.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's still there. He might be in Florida, but we'll know. I'll figure it out. But yeah. And then and MOBS box in Puerto Rico. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah. It's,
Love it. Love the energy, Jay.
All right, guys.
All right. Oh, always. Hey, thank you so much for coming on here, and we will all be tuned in on February 28th. Mike, what do you got for Jay?
Jay,
What's up?
this is not just for you, but this is for everybody, because obviously you got to be tuned in because you're going to be there. February 28th, McElroy versus Jackson in a light heavyweight bout, BKFC Fight Night, Albuquerque.
Watch it live.
If you can't get there, you better be watching that damn thing live, and go back and watch that Bell fight. It was fantastic. Man, thank you so much for coming on. Love catching up with you. We've known you for a while. We've hung out with a bunch of times at fights. We've been to a bunch of your fights, and we've spent hours in the damn airport just chit-chatting, and we miss you, and hopefully we can catch up soon. Wish we could be there at this fight. And I'm going to let you go, though, for now, and you can...
I fucking love you, dude. I gotta get
We'll
ready.
go straight to the Wild Wild West, my friend, and we will be back right after this. Take care.
Later, Jay.
Later, man.
Good night.
Hello. This is Mr. Live Worldwide, Jeff Houston, and we are here at the Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino, just outside of the FanDuel Sportsbook, and I'm here with Extreme BKFC fan page, my main man, Russell. Look at this. Bling, bling, more than Flavor Flav could have on his best day. Now, Russ, you've always been so good to us at BKFC, the BKFC fight fans, and the fighters. What is your driving force to give so much of yourself to BKFC?
Just everything. The fighters are awesome. You guys are awesome. I mean, since the first event that I went to, showed me nothing but love, man, and all the respect in the world. So you guys got a fan for life in me.
And you were hooked.
Hooked.
Just like most people, I'm telling you this. Most people are hooked the first time that you hear that bone-on-bone crack, and you just see what these athletes, they give everything that they've got. What more could you want?
Yep, exactly. It's the most entertaining. They take everything out of combat sports, and they bring the most entertaining part of it, which is bare knuckle fighting, straight to us.
Not only that, but you give your time, your effort, and your money into these incredible setups that you have at these events. You have so many souvenirs to give away. I mean, you really are the extreme BKFC fan page. I mean, it doesn't get any more extreme than this. Let me tell you, the effort that this guy puts in to BKFC and Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is just incredible. So, Russ, I just wanted to take a moment to say from the bottom of my heart, Mr. Live Worldwide, thank you so much.
I appreciate it, brother.
Oh, man, Extreme BKFC fans page. Check them out. They're always around. Russ has always got the hookup for you. BKFC, Mohegan Sun, live on the zone. Russ, let's knuckle up.
BKFC for life, baby.
That's it, man. Extreme and Mr. Live Worldwide. That's exactly correct. Absent-minded. We love Russ and we love Jeff. Dude, that was a good event in Mohegan Sun too. So it was great to see Russ and his wife come up and and hang out. So good times. Good talking with Jay. Good talking with Donald Sanchez. Make sure you guys are all tuned in February 28th when both of those guys get in the ring, total line against their opponents. You know what? Jay makes a good point, man. He wins on the 28th. That's 3 straight wins in the 185-pound division. You got to start considering him to start fighting these top fivers again. You know what I mean? And Jay's got that knockout power, dude. He's got that fucking knockout power. You remember when he fought was it Terry Janowski or was it Janowski? Terry Janowski?
Yeah.
That was not Stevie Janowski.
That was his third fight.
Yeah. He fucking cracked that dude with I think it was a right hand that like lifted his ass. Jay's got power in his hands, man. So he's dangerous at 185. Tons of skill too. So and a great dude to hang out with, especially down in Miami and we're at a bunch of places we've hung out with Jay. He's a good dude. And Donald Sanchez, he wins on the 28th. He moves to 4-1 in the BKFC, and they really should capitalize on him and use him more. With that said, Mike, there's some things that have been going on in the BKFC world in the last few days.
Yeah.
And we have to talk about it. We got to talk about it because we're not doing a show tomorrow night, by the way, people. And we'll tell you about that in a minute. But BKFC, the Bare Knuckle Show, announced Dubai on Tuesday. And I speak, we here on the Mike and Mish show, I think we speak from the fan perspective. All right. So we are not shitting on anybody. We're not trashing any fighters. We're not doing any of that shit when we state our opinion. And I put out a video because I wanted to make a public video so that people in the right places can look in the comment sections and understand that what I was saying is basically what everybody was thinking when they announced the main event for the second day of Dubai. It was, I was speechless. Like, I didn't know when they announced that Kai Stewart will be defending his title in the main event on day 2 in Dubai. And then they said Tommy Stridham. I sat back in my chair and it was like that thinking face emoji. My hand was on my chin and I'm thinking to myself like this, what the fuck is that? No offense to Tommy Stridham. He's 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
His strength and schedule hasn't been the greatest, but that's not his choice. You know what I mean? He fights who they give.
Yep.
He just fought a guy who was 0-3 last week, got another W. He's got 4 wins in a row. But when they announced that the other day, I sat back in my chair and I was trying to think of where they're coming from when they make this matchup. When they match these two up. And I could not come up with a logical reason for this, especially when the number 1 ranked guy in that division, the only guy in the top 5 that the champion has not fought, is fighting on the same card against Dan Chapman. I couldn't make sense of it. I made this video because I wanted the powers that be to look into the comment section of that video and see that everybody agrees with me. And I think you agree with me. I think everybody is in agreement except for the Kai Stewart defenders. You guys know who you are. Those guys are very passionate about defending anything that has his name in it. Like people were hating on Kai when we're saying what we're saying. That's not at all. Relax. Nobody's hating on Kai. Nobody's hating on Tommy Stridham. It is the fight that was made for the main event of day 2 in Dubai that is lackluster. And in the eyes of a diehard BKFC fan, we want to see that the rankings actually matter. People actually take time out of their lives to vote on rankings and make these rankings, and they have actually gotten better. And that top 5 in the featherweight division is pretty damn perfect right now. If you look at it, the ranking committee has gotten that one right. Brandon Allen at number 1, Duran at number 2. I think HD's number 3, James Brown number 4, and Jimmy Rivera number 5. The only one that I would switch is maybe Jimmy Rivera falls out of that top 5 and Edgar Paziola gets in that top 5. Either way, that top 5 is fantastic. We want that top 5 to matter. Brandon Allen has been number 1 in that division for about a year now, since March of 2024. Prior to that, he was in the top 5 for the entire time, like 2 years in the top 5. That's where I was going with the video. Mike, I have said what I said. You are sitting there and you hear that announcement from David Feldman. What goes through your head when you hear Kai? Initial reaction, what did you think when you heard Tommy Stridham was the opponent?
What the fuck? That's what I think in my head. I go, what the fuck? What is going on here? What is this? Right? And like you said, well, I'm not hating. I'm just following the fights. I'm following the fights. I'm following the rankings. I know who fought who. I know what the rankings have been. I know what they are now. I know all of this stuff. And we talk about it all the time. I think we have a show twice a week about it. And we've been talking forever about this. There's lots of fights that we want to see and we just don't get to see them. And there's lots of fights that we want to see and they get made and we're happy. Right.
Right.
A lot of people ask like, oh man, if you say this, is BKFC going to get mad? Is David Feldman going to get mad? Is Nate Shook going to get mad? No.
I don't think so.
Why would they get mad? This is an opinion of ours. We watch. They know we're passionate about this. I respect those guys very much so. Nate Shook, he's the matchmaker, so he's the guy here, right? We love Nate. We have a very good relationship with Nate. Guess who else I have a good relationship with? My wife. Okay? And in our relationship, me and Nate Shook, I will be sleeping on the couch downstairs tonight because me and him, we're not eye to eye on this one. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm sleeping on the couch downstairs tonight, Nate.
Yeah.
Me and you aren't seeing eye to eye, but we'll make up again. We'll still be together later. But right now, I'm sleeping in the basement on this one because I do not agree. No way, no how. I do not agree with it. Got to see Brandon Allen in there. And the fact that they're both on the same card is what really just throws this like, hey, Brandon Allen's not ready. Brandon Allen can't make it. This can't happen. That can't happen. Not the case. They're fighting on the same card. And and by the way, Brandon Allen has more of a following than Stridham does, right? So that can't be an excuse. Dan Chapman has way more than a following than all of them. So
the argument
Stridham, but hold on one second. We could say Stridham versus Chapman, right? But you did just mention somebody else who I think could be a Stridham versus Edgar Paziola. That is, I think, is a better and makes more sense of a matchup for that. But there's some things that maybe I'm not thinking about. I don't know. But as far as fighting goes, just raw fighting, results, rankings, Brandon Allen should be fighting for that title.
Dude.
Period in the story.
Even if the argument is that this guy has a following, right? That fucking blows my mind, because if you go into the comments of that video, there were a few people. There was one guy mainly that constantly was talking about Brandon Allen needs to build his following. He needs to build his following. Kai's fighting this guy. Brandon needs to do better to make a following. All you got to do is search Tommy Stridham's name in Instagram, and you will see that he has 1,566 followers. Search Brandon Allen. He's got 14.6 thousand followers. So that logic right there, that argument that Tommy Stridham has a following and Brandon Allen doesn't, is fucking stupid. Okay. Right there. That's a dumb fucking way to look at things. And if they were going to put a guy that has a following in the main event, because that's the logic, Dan Chapman has 100,000 followers and he has a fucking former title at BKB and he's undefeated in the sport. He's 6-0. If that's the logic and you don't want to give it to Brandon Allen, it would have made more sense to give it to fucking Dan Chapman, because Dan Chapman's from that side of the pond and he's got more of a following over there anyway. So that would have made more sense. And I think less people would have been like, oh, holy shit. Okay. He's fighting Dan Chapman. I think we would have been okay with that, to be honest with you. And like, I just don't understand the fucking backlash from certain people when they don't want to just do a little bit of research and figure out what the fuck is really going on here. The fact of the matter is, Brandon Allen has fought 6 times in the last 4 years, right? Or since 2022, he's fought 6 times. Kai Stewart has fought 7 times. So the argument that he's been sidelined too long and he hasn't fought enough is another dumb argument. That is a dumb argument. He doesn't have a following is a dumb argument. There is a ranking system for a reason. People earn their way up the rankings. It is a, what is it called? Meritocracy, right? That's a fucking big word. I know that you guys are going to have to Google that one. Google it. Meritocracy. You earn your way up the rankings in the world of combat sports. So 1, he has fought 1 less fight than the champ. 7 fights for Kai, 6 for Brandon Allen in the same time frame. 2, he's got 9 times more of a following. And 3, and 3, he is ranked number 1. All right. And for Andy Hall, love you too, Andy. Tommy Stridham could have been on the card and still his following would have tuned in if he was still on the card. He doesn't need to be fighting in the main event for the title when a guy has been sitting in the number 1 ranked spot for over a year. I know that Tommy Stridham is from South Africa and he has a big following there.
Yes. But here's the thing. He's going to be on the same card. So the same fans would be tuning in to see him fight Chapman instead of Stewart. So yes, you can use this argument, but why not move him to the other fight?
Right. When they were making,
they're still going to tune in now.
When they were making the fights, yeah. If you want Dan Chapman and Tommy Stridham,
I don't believe it either.
This,
if you want my God's honest opinion here, I don't believe it. He doesn't have all of South Africa behind him. Whoever's a fan of BKFC that watches the sport, yeah, sure, they're behind him. He definitely does not have the following that DDP has. Not even close. No way in hell. Why and where are they? Because I look at his social medias and I watch his fights and I see the following and I read, it's not there. It is not true. There is not like 1 million people coming out to watch him fight. It's just not a thing. It's not happening here.
How about this?
I don't believe it.
How about this? I'm going to throw something on the table.
Not happening.
For the BKFC. I'm going to throw this out there. Get rid of the rankings.
Yeah.
Don't have a ranking system, because if there was not a ranking with numbers next to names, nobody would give a fuck about this. All they would say is that 7-0 Kai Stewart is fighting 4-0 Tommy Stridham, and they'd be like, wow, 2 undefeated guys. Fucking awesome. But you guys have a ranking for a reason, for some reason. And I don't know why that is. Because 9 times out of 10, the ranking doesn't fucking matter. It is your company. You could do whatever the fuck you want. You can make any fight you want and people can fuck right off. But when you have a ranking system out there in public and people really take account of the numbers next to names and their fans of number 1, Brandon Allen, number 2, Brian Duran, number 3, HD Davis, number 4, James Brown, and they see that these numbered guys are getting skipped all the fucking time, fans get pissed off, and they don't get pissed, they get confused. So real quick, and Chael Sonnen said this many times. The UFC never had rankings for a very long time, right? They never had rankings. What they did was they made a ranking system to fire people up and get them talking on the internet, which is what we're doing right now. So it's working, right? But the UFC actually sticks to their rankings, and a lot of the times it might not be the number 1 ranked guy, and there might be that random Dan Henderson number 9 fighting for a title because he was a legend. But most of the time, somebody who is fighting for a title is sitting in the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 spot in their rankings. There is a number next to the opponent's name. All right. That is it. So I would say you guys are only in your 6th year. It's still a new company. Get rid of the fucking rankings and just make whatever fights you want, and nobody will give a shit. That's just me as a diehard fan who is supposed to be a subject matter expert on this sport. And we do this show, and like we do this show for zero, like next to nothing. We do get taken care of.
Yeah.
There are some things that we get taken care of, but honestly, like Wednesday nights and Thursday nights when we come and sit on here, we're not fucking making any money. We just love this sport. We want it to grow, and we talk about it. And people look to me and Mike as subject matter experts, and we start getting messages and calls from people asking why this fight is made. I don't have a logical explanation for it.
Yeah.
And until somebody comes out and gives a concrete, solid explanation to why they made this fight, I am gonna die on this fucking hill, dude.
That's fine. And you know what? There's opinions. We have opinion. They have opinions, whatever. The part where people say, oh, you're hating on this person. It's like, nah, it has nothing to do with the fighters themselves. It has to do with the actual basis of the rankings versus the fights that are happening. Because picture this, right? Kai Stewart has beaten 4 out of 5 people in the top 5, right? 4 out of 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I go and I look, man, Kai Stewart, he's beat all these guys. So I got to assume that if he's not going to jump up and fight like a Tony Soto or like a champ from a division above or below him, he's going to fight Brandon Allen. He's number 1. Never fought him before. So that's got to be the next fight. And then all of a sudden this comes out and people go, what? Who the hell? What the hell is this guy? Oh, let me go look him up. When did he fight? Oh, he just fought this last weekend, and he fought a guy that was 0-3 and looked more like a jobber than an actual fighter. No offense, but the guy was not ready to be fighting someone who's fighting the 7-0 champ that's kicking everyone's ass. What? I don't know. I just can't. I can't picture Stridham and him fighting each other. I don't think it's ready. And honestly, I like people to be like introductory. I like people to do like a slow burn and introduce to the division and move up. I don't want to see Tommy Stridham fight this guy 0-3. And now he's going to fight Kai Stewart, who has beat all the best fighters. Okay. No offense, Tommy, but everyone thinks you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't? The rankings say you're not even on it. You just fought guys that they're not at that level. They're not HD. They're not Brian Duran. They're not Louis Lopez's. These guys are up. They've been fighting for a while, right? And listen, I'm not saying it's impossible for him to win. It's a fight. This is why we watch it. And if he goes in there, and he ends up winning this friggin' belt, that will be insane. And everyone will be like, holy shit, who is this guy? That's awesome, you know? But realistically, the experience that Kai has in that ring, and he's going to fight this guy, I see embarrassment for Tommy Stridham, and I see a 2 days of fights in Dubai, but it's headed off by a guy who has a ton of experience and a guy who has a little bit of experience against other dudes who haven't fought that much. I don't really like it. I don't like it. I know we've said it, but what are we going to do? So we just tell our opinions. I don't like the fight. He should be fighting Superman Allen. They say that Allen, now Chapman, they're going to fight for a number 1 contender. So this will be like the 3rd number 1 contender fight for Brandon Superman Allen. So how many times is he going to fight? And to be honest with you, if Brandon wins against Chapman, why would I even believe that he would ever even fight Kai Stewart after that? Because now I think maybe Kai leaves the division and goes and fights someone else. I don't know, but I don't get it. I'm never going to get it unless we actually get some sort of explanation. I'm talking to Nate. We need to talk to each other, man, because we got to understand this. I want to know where your head's at. I need to know. I need to know why, because I just don't see it. But, you know?
And dude, whoever Chase Haynes is in the comment section, nobody is saying it is Kai's fault. Stop, dude. Kai Stewart fans are the most passionate fans in the world.
Yeah,
guys, nobody has said it is Kai Stewart's fault. Kai Stewart is ducking anybody. Some people, you want to know why they're saying that? Because fucking optics would show that that's probably happening. And we all know.
Yeah, this could be another result of
yes,
the matchup.
Us
It looks like
guys,
he's ducking.
listen, us guys, and like people that know the sport know that Kai Stewart has beaten all of the best guys in the division.
Right.
Obviously, he's not ducking anybody. If he was going to duck someone, he would have ducked any of these other fucking guys. But he fought he fought El Gallo. He fought fucking HD Davis. He fought Jimmy Rivera. He's going to duck Brandon Allen now after he fought them three. Nobody's fucking saying that, dude. Nobody's saying he's ducking. And if they are saying that he's ducking, it is the optics of the fucking matchmaking that are making people think that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people see this and then they figure, wow, he don't want to fight the number one contender. I don't know. That's what people think. That's what fucking people think. And that is the truth.
What other conclusions can you come to?
Right.
That's the thing. Like,
we know it's
really
not Kai's fault. We know it's not Kai's fault. A name was on a contract and he signed it.
As he should.
The name on the contract should have been the number one contender in the division. Tommy Stridham should be fighting Dan Chapman on the same card. If they wanted both of these guys and their followings to tune into the fucking card, they would have done that and it would have made sense and everybody would love it. But the main event on the second day of a 2-day fucking extravaganza should have been a more eye-catching, brain popping out of your fucking head fight that people could get super duper excited about. And super duper excited is for the number one contender to fight the fucking champion. That is it. That's it. I can't talk about it anymore.
That's it. I think we beat a dead horse and then beat it again.
I can't talk about it anymore. Okay,
but
with that said,
it's nobody's fault. It's not the fighter's fault. And you know what? I'm sure that Nate and those guys, they have a reason for it. And no, we're not hating anybody and we're not mad at Nate. We just disagree with the matchmaking, for God's sakes. This is like opinion and it's fun and we love it. And it is what it is, you know? So
in conclusion, get rid of the rankings and just do your own thing. Right? Get rid of the rankings and do your own thing. BKFC, you guys run the fucking bare knuckle world. The fucking world is your oyster. The rules are made by you. The matches are made by you. Don't let people have fucking dumb opinions because of numbers next to names. Just get rid of the fucking rankings and do your thing. That's the easiest way out of this. And also, we're not doing a show tomorrow night, guys. We got shit going on tonight. We're going a little extra. I fucking I love talking bare knuckle. I love doing this shit. I'm passionate about it. I can't wait to watch Tommy Stridham fight Kai Stewart. It's gonna be.
I'm gonna watch every second.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch both nights. I'm gonna watch every fight. We're gonna talk to fighters that are gonna be on the card. We're gonna talk about the fight. We just got to get past this part of it. And moving forward, Mike, do I just break the news to these guys right now about our schedule? We're moving to one night a week, Wednesday nights only for the time being, because we both have a ton of shit going on in our lives, and we have been fucking hammering this show out with all the other stuff going on in our lives with our kids and our jobs and the fucking army and all that stuff. So right now, Mike and Mish show, we will load up the fucking Wednesday nights shows, and you guys will be tuning in Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. like you always do. And when we need to have a Thursday night show, we'll have a Thursday night show. But moving forward right now, that's what we're doing. What do you think?
Yeah, as schedule dictates, you know? But for now, it's getting busy. Kyle's got 8 billion basketball games to coach, and I've got gymnastics and art classes to go to.
Hey, in conclusion,
soccer is going to be starting too. Love you too, man.
In conclusion, I love you too, dude. I love it.
And it's all love. That's the thing is we love the sport. Like Kyle said, we're very passionate about it, and the BKFC knows that we're passionate about it. When we go to the events, we're friendly with everybody. You can have a friendly disagreement, and that's what this is.
Right.
And that's because we're passionate about it. And they love that we're passionate about the sport. And we talk about it and we put it out there because this is where
I love the fact, I love that Tommy Stridham is in the comment section right now talking with Kai Stewart's mom. I love this. See, BKFC, bare knuckle fighting is a giant, tight-knit community. We just want a few answers on a few things. That's all.
That's it, baby. That's it.
Hey, with that said, guys, I'm gonna take my boys to the Captain America movie on probably Sunday.
Nice.
I'm gonna get to the theater on Sunday with the boys. Nolan plays in a all-star basketball game for the Eastern Conference All-Stars in Connecticut, which is Monday, and I'm super excited about that. And Mike, I heard something today. I just might be coaching for a team.
Great. Good. Don't hold on to them timeouts.
Yeah, no fucking
Let 'em
way,
go.
dude. I might end up doing that. So, yeah, that's what my weekend looks like. Mike, what do you got going on?
Listen, I got gymnastics classes, I got art classes, I've got bowling. We already went and saw Dog Man. I'm probably not going to bring them to Captain America because I don't think they're really on that yet. And yeah, so listen, we're gonna have a good time. Got an extended weekend because of holiday lands on Monday, and we have Monday off of work, so that's a 4-day weekend, my friends.
Fuck yeah.
But anyways,
And
back
you're
over
gonna
here.
you're gonna wine and dine the wife for Valentine's Day? Or
That's
what?
right. Marriott, maybe I'll get some Sherry's berries, some chocolate covered strawberries, but I won't get into that. But anyways, I see everybody on the side. Thank you everyone for joining us, for listening, for understanding. As we said, this is all love. We just like to discuss the sport. So when you see us talking about things, just know that we're just being honest with you, and not everybody's going to agree on everything. And that's just the way the world is. These are our opinions, and this is how we feel. You know, take it or leave it, and let's discuss it on the next episode of the Mike and Mish Show, right?
Yeah,
So-
right. And before I shout out our sponsors, one last thing. Mike, you and I have shouted this out on the show too many times now, and I'm just gonna say, guys, we lost another soldier this week, yesterday,
Yep.
at the hands of his own, at his own hands. If you ever need someone to talk to, if you ever are going through some things, there are people out there that you can talk to. There are people that you can call, you can reach out to. You can reach out to Mike and myself. We have been fucking dealing with this for too goddamn long. It's too often. God rest his soul. Took his own life. We don't know what was going on behind the scenes with him. He seemed like a great guy, and everybody knew him around the facility, and he went ahead and did that. So you never know what's going on in somebody's life. If you have fucking problems, do not keep quiet. Reach out to somebody, ask for help, and you will get it. People love as much hate that is going on in this fucking country nowadays, and like with all the bullshit, there is a lot of love still out there. And you know what I mean, people are there for you. You can reach out, you can ask for help, and we could be some of those people that you can reach out to too, if we can help, right, Mike?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. You can just message, and there's also a telephone option. Hit that telephone. If I see you call me, I'm going to answer it. And you could call 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline
There
if
you
you're
go.
having issues, and that's 24/7.
It is. There it is. Too many times we've had to do that now. We've been on this show for 4 years, going on 4 years now, and that's probably the 10th time that we've had to fucking bring that up. So ask for help, people. And we're gonna thank our sponsors real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Hey, I did see that comment there. Chase Haynes, rest in peace to your grandmother. He said he lost his grandma yesterday too. So you know what? It fucking world is tough.
Sorry to hear
dude.
that, Jace.
Sorry to hear that. Hey, thank you to Dynamic Life for keeping this show going. Get over to LIV Dynamic on Instagram. There's a link in the bio. You can hit the link in the bio. You can become a patient in under 20 seconds. You can get your weight loss, sexual health, and anti-aging in check. Become a patient at Dynamic Life, and then head over to the Rasha. On Instagram, it is Rasha Elite. They have a link in the bio that'll bring you to the Rasha.com. It is the mindset recovery tool of the BKFC and Misfit and No Doubt and Elvin Brito and many others. And it is a tool used by the Mike and Mish Show as well. We are believers, and you should be too. Thank you to Dynamic Life and the Rasha for keeping us moving and keeping us going. We love them too. With that said, Mike, we talked about a lot tonight. Thank you to Donald Sanchez and Jay Jackson. And What else you got for the people?
Hey, the last thing I have to say to everybody is peace.
Peace.